Hello, everybody, and welcome to HP Lanes here in Columbus, Ohio for the Stepladder Finals at the 2026 PWBA Barbra Chrisman Classic. My name is Justin Bone, and I'm joined by Sydney Brummett here. And what a stepladder we've got. Jordan Snodgrass dominating the field today. She's leading this field by 150 pins, a 200-pin lead over third. An absolute unreal performance from Jordan today.
No doubt about it. And first off, JB, welcome to the booth. Welcome
you.
to the finals. Happy to have you in front of the camera on this side.
Yes,
instead of
you.
manning it down lane. It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
I will say, yes, Jordan, again, finding her way to the top of the leaderboard on a Saturday. She continues to get better with more games. And as we're heading into the U.S. Open for her, regardless of what happens in this stepladder final, she has positive momentum heading into our second major of the year. And I know a major title is what's on the mind of Jordan Snodgrass.
Absolutely. She's been open to talking about it. She wants to get that major and wants to get a win here tonight. But there's three players that can add their name to the Player of the Year race. New Wei Finn has been dominant all season long. Jordan with a win. Jane with a win, looking for her second win. And Shannon Pluhowski, her third consecutive show, looking for her second win of the season as well. A win from any of those players make the U.S. Open that much more important for the Player of the Year race.
As if it wasn't important already.
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
Right.
Green jackets for everybody, hopefully. I wish we could do that. That would be so much more fun than just one person winning. But realistically, you're incredibly correct. This pattern, although it may not have seemed like somebody who could play straighter, could dominate. Jane said, I'm just going to slide in a different spot than normal and still find a way to hit the 1-3 and knock down 10 more often than not. She's just one hit away a game from Jordan Snodgrass. Yes, she dominated with total pinfall, but when it's only one game, it's a different story.
That's correct. And in the first match, we've got the first South Korean player to ever compete on the PWBA Tour, and she's making her stepladder finals in her first season. She'll be taking on Olivia Farwell in the opening match, and that is So-Yeon Ryu, who we will be referring to as Sienna tonight, as that is her preferred name.
Yes, she is so excited to just be here and competing on the PWBA, and I think she's downplaying the fact that she could win today. She's somebody who's seasoned as a competitor. It's just the first time that we're seeing her in the States. I don't think that matters with her capability of winning the title today.
No, she's got 5 World Championship gold medals, so no stranger to winning at the biggest levels. Just going to be the first time here on the PWBA Tour. So we're going to take you out to the lanes now to watch the final shots of practice. And practice just wrapping up here. Sienna is going to get choice of lane and order.
All right, Columbus, here we go. Our first
The voice of Robin Graves, our PWBA brand manager, fearless leader.
Yes.
Looks like Olivia's going to get started here at the 2026 PWBA Barbra Chrisman Classic presented by Barbra.
So Olivia Farwell going to get us underway here, the number 5 seed for the stepladder here at the Barbra Chrisman Classic presented by Storm. Going with her one ball of choice. She told us earlier today that it was pretty much one ball all week, the Brunswick Alert, and that's what she's going with. To start things off, she starts it off with a strike, and this is her second show of the season, 3rd overall, and she's got some things that she was telling you a little bit in our pregame interviews.
Yeah, Olivia has had an interesting offseason. She, number 1, made a brand change. Number 2, didn't bowl a lot. And that was the interesting part for her. And I want to make the parallel between her and Josie Barnes in that way. Both of them taking time away from the lanes, making practice a place where that shot a bit high, but an overall good shot from Sienna as her first shot, a part of a PWBA finals. But both Olivia and Josie finding a way to make an endurance sport their hobby. And it's incredibly helpful for their mental when they come out here and compete.
No doubt on the 4-pin for Sienna.
It was so interesting. When we asked her about her game plan for tonight, she was like, I don't know. I don't know what my game plan is going to be. I need to talk to Joey and Nathan, because she would go pair to pair, and she felt like her defense was really good. Like when she would get to a difficult pair, she would find a way to have like a par score, is what I would say. She would find a way to get par, and then on the pairs that were really good, elevate herself up the leaderboard. But when you only have one game, that can't be the mindset. It has to be, I have to get the most amount of score possible to me right now. And so she was having a lot of conversations with Joey and Nathan.
Yeah, trying to get comfortable here under the TV lights in the States. We talked about she's got a ton of success in international competition, 5 World Championship gold medals, 6 gold medals at the Asian Sea Games, or the Asian Games, excuse me, which is tied for the most by any South Korean athlete.
And what's so interesting about being a South Korean athlete is the importance that comes with winning those medals. Like, they're heavily, heavily regarded in their home country for those. And so here in the States, we have an idea of how important it is competing for their country, our country. Over there, tenfold. Celebrities all around.
Olivia Farwell looking to start things off with a double. Crushes the 1-3 pocket. Never a doubt on that one, Sid.
Helps when it's your birthday.
That does. It does. We saw it happen last year on tour. Stephanie Zavala got a win on her birthday in Cleveland. And all it'll take, is just going to be to run the ladder from a bunch of stars.
What do you mean? It should be so easy.
Right. It should be so easy to go through 4 matches of international superstars, players of the year, multi-time champions out here on tour. It should be easy. Off to a hot start with a double here, looking to make it 3 in the third.
Ooh, gets a good break there. It could have easily been a big 4 or 4-6.
Yeah, that was definitely nice to just leave a 4-pin, leave a makeable spare here.
Yeah, what's interesting for me is what's going to happen as this pair develops. Because both of these players are incredibly straight, and they're straight close to the 1-3.
Right.
That's what's interesting. If they were straight and, let's say, like parallel, 5 to the right, I wouldn't be as concerned because our players with higher rev rates would have something to throw into. Right now, they're creating a whole bunch of friction right in front of the 1-3.
Right. Yeah, we saw throughout qualifying that a lot of the players really stayed between that 15 to 20 zone at the arrows and really never moved left of it.
Mm-hmm.
So like you had just mentioned that they're a little bit deeper, a little closer to the head pin, not really giving it away. There wasn't a whole lot to give away this week, but of the players that are on the show tonight on the right side of the lane, they are definitely very close to the head pin down lane.
And that was a great example of what happens when you do miss to the right. Sometimes there wasn't a concern if you were going to hit the pocket, if you were in the correct bowling ball and had the correct launch angles. If you missed a bit to the right, you'd still find a way to hit the pocket. You just more than likely were not going to get 10.
Yeah, going light there, leaving the 7-pin. Much better shot getting to the pocket now. Still very early in this match, and she's got time to get her feet under her. Covers a 7, no problem there for Sienna.
It's so funny, JB, because it's one of those times of the month where a bunch of bowling balls are coming out all at the same time. So if you're sitting here and you're like, I've never seen this bowling ball before, you're probably right. That's going to happen with a lot of our players today.
Yeah.
Out here on tour, we have a player services truck. Shout out to Cecil, who takes care of us, drills our bowling balls. A light shaker 7 there again for Sienna. Closer. I think every single frame she's getting closer to striking. Yeah,
and she's not one that I would count out of throwing, 4, 5, 6 bagger to end the game.
Absolutely not.
Once she gets her feet under her and gets her ball going through the pins the right way once, I wouldn't be surprised if there were multiples that followed it.
For sure.
She
And
bowled.
sorry, to finish the thought about the bowling balls, quality makeable spare there is when new bowling balls come out and you see that we're on tour for a long period of time. For example, we were all in Rochester for about 9 days. We travel here straight to Columbus, and now almost all of us are traveling straight to the U.S. Open here in just a couple short days in Indianapolis. We do have access to those bowling balls. I think that gets missed sometimes. Our staffs take care of us. They send us a message. Hey, do you want to drill these new balls? We can get them done if we want after practice, sometimes before practice if we're incredibly lucky. And then eventually, one time or more, they come into play.
Great shot there from Olivia Farwell. 3 for 4 to start, and the only 3 strikes out of the first 8 shots here on the TV pair on 15 and 16.
It's about as good as it gets on this pattern.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that from her this morning specifically. Bowled 13.99 for her 6 games this morning to get up to third. Started to lose ball reaction a little bit towards the end of qualifying round number 4, but was able to hang on for the 5 seed. Nobody was able to catch her, and finding herself here with the early advantage.
Yeah, when I saw this pattern right away, another great shot there from Olivia, one of my first thoughts was, who is going to bowl well? That usually gives you a clear picture of what the strategy could be moving forward. Immediate thoughts: Diana Z, Julia, Olivia, Jane. Why? They're going to be able to play up against the hold that's in the middle part of the lane. They won't have to fight going left of it whatsoever. They'll be able to have a strict understanding of where the oil is and where the friction is.
And just a reminder, we will reveal the bowler of the day during the break between Game 1 and Game 2 of the Stepladder. And that one going light and not really catching a break there. 2, 7, 8. Looked like the 7 and the 8 could have fallen. It looks like they just got further apart.
They did, and I think the spare is impossible. It's so hard. There are so many ways to not make it that when you're staring at it, you kind of just, you have to give it your best effort and hope that, to your point, they are set up properly. Your ball does the exact right thing that you think is going to happen.
Yeah, it looked like she moved a little bit to the right on the first shot and just never got it up the hill. Textbooks there, yeah. The 2-8 combination has been an incredibly hard spare all week because of the amount of oil in the middle of the lane. And not only to make the 2-8, but to cover the 2-7-8 like that, textbook.
Both pins hit it. Both pins hit it. Yeah, normally I move 4 right for a 2-8. I was moving 8 this week.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I made them all, though. So it's okay.
That's an impressive stat.
Thank you so much. I was impressed with myself on that one. Normally it's a little sketch. But when I left that one, I knew I could make it.
Back up on the right lane here. And gets her first strike on the show for Sienna Ryu.
I loved that shot off of her hand. I was shaking my head immediately, yes.
Yeah, that was the first one that looked like it really picked up and was able to go through the pins the right way. And they all went down, which is a great sight. But Olivia Farwell is the one in the driver's seat right now. Double, spare, double. Looking to capitalize on the lead and the fact that Sienna has no doubles through 6 frames at this point. Crushing them again.
I liked what I heard from Liv today. There's a great in our game who, when I was talking to her quite a while ago, as we check out this replay from Liv, she's at about 17 through the arrows, playing catch with in between the 2 tracers. Runs over about 100. But one of the greats of our game, she told me that when people say they're just excited to make the show, she knows they're a little bit easier to beat. I won't give that person away. She thinks they're a little bit easier to beat. And today I didn't hear Liv say she was excited to make the show. I heard that she was excited to be present in the moment, to have a little bit more fun, to enjoy it.
That one wasn't quite her best effort there, leaving the bucket with the 7. This week, I'd almost consider this a split just as much as the 2-7-8 was, even though there's 2 more pins added with it.
Completely agree. But to my point, I'm excited for Olivia. It's her 3rd show overall, 2nd one this season. She's starting to realize that I can make shows. I'm not just excited to make the show. I'm excited at an opportunity to win a title. And that's a big difference in mindset.
Right.
A
right.
very big
Totally.
difference in mindset.
Yeah. Textbook conversion for the bucket with the 7 for Olivia Farwell. Looking now at max scores. Max score for Olivia Farwell is 254. Sienna's max score is 243. So slight advantage to Olivia in the max score category and the count category. Sienna looking to make this game a whole lot closer with the next 2 strikes here in the 7th and 8th frames. Looks up the lane and dead flush that one.
It's so fun. We've got Joey K in the back. And Joey's not usually one to stand in the back, but it's a great place to watch ball motion from in this building. And if you think you're watching Olivia and Sienna do the same thing, that's because you are. That's because you are. It was very clear this week where we had to play and how we had to play them. But Joey, I've never seen him look this serious about wanting to make sure that the picture is clear for somebody. And he was really excited for her on that shot. Having a team of people out here is incredibly important. And for a player coming across the world to compete, not her best effort there. Hoping it would pick up, it doesn't, leaves the bucket. But to come overseas and compete and know you have people behind you that will support you it's so, I cannot state how important it is.
Yeah, she talked about in our pregame interviews that this is something that she's wanted to do since she was young, wanted to come over here and compete on the PWBA tour, and this was the year that she decided to take that step and finds herself on the show early. Shooting at the bucket here in the 8th frame, this feels like a must-make in this situation.
Going straight at it.
Got it. No problem. I feel like a lot of the Asian players just are robots when it comes to shooting spares.
I agree with you. I was concerned because she hooked at the 2-7-8.
Yep.
Which theoretically you would make those 2 spares the same way.
Yeah.
So I was like, are we doubting for a moment that we could make it the other way? But no.
Situation now, max score for Sienna is 219. Olivia pacing 224. Looking to get back on the strike train, and she does. Splits the 8-9 in the 8th frame and can really set herself up for success in the 9th.
You start to hear shots going down the lane. That is Jordan Snodgrass, Shannon Blahowski. They joked around about the entire time of their warm-up down there earlier.
Those 2 great friends, past teammates on Team USA.
Current teammates. Current teammates as well.
Olivia looking for the double in the 9th.
That one a bit right. Gets the light shaker.
And the situation now for Olivia is that good count on the first ball, regardless of what Sienna does here, is going to be enough for Olivia to get the win.
And she did drill a ball. I'm sure she wouldn't tell us that. She would tell us that Woj drilled a ball. She got done bowling, and she's like, I'm going to throw the alert. And Woj, her tour rep for this week, he said, you know what, I think we got to drill a different one. That one doesn't quite get up the hill either. Another bucket. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it go down the lane in the 10th.
Right.
At some point.
Especially now in the situation of Sienna's max score 205. Olivia's already in the 230s, right? You're just looking at knocking pins down in the 10th, essentially.
Gonna go straight at this one again. Another made spare.
No doubt on the bucket back-to-back. And, I mean, just look at the scoreboard for Sienna is clean with one double, made the 2-7-8, made not one but two buckets on a spare that on a pattern that the 2-8 combination has been incredibly difficult. Took the lane out of play to shoot the bucket combinations and just fill in frames, and unfortunately it's just not going to be enough here against Farwell.
To her point, it's the defense. Her defense is incredibly good. Oh, a 7-10 there.
That's annoying.
It's not the most welcoming stepladder final for her that I've ever seen. But what I do know and what I've learned about her in this game and also this tournament is she's so well prepped for the U.S. Open. The patience to continue to make good shots, allow the picture to become more clear. That takes a lot of discipline to have that. And moving forward into next week in Indianapolis, she's going to be ready to go with playing defense once again against whatever Nick has decided we should play on for a few days.
Olivia Farwell is going to advance out of match number 1. She will take on Shannon Pluhowski in match 2, and Sienna Ryu will finish 5th here at the Barbra Chrisman Classic presented by Storm. We'll see if Olivia's first shot in the 10th here.
Very surprised we didn't see a different ball go down the lane.
You wonder in that situation if it's I know my ball reaction's good with the ball that I'm throwing.
Mm-hmm.
I've thrown this ball all week, right? Do I just do a little area check? Do I move a little left? Do I move a little right? Can I see what's there? Because I feel like that Sienna played a little bit further right than some of the other righties that we may see tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Jane will also be in that area.
I would agree with you, and it's the only time she would have an opportunity to see it. She gets no practice shots on this pair in between matches.
Olivia Farwell getting the win here in Game 1, 220 to 182 over Sienna Ryu. We will take a short break and hear from one of our sponsors, the presenting sponsor of the Barbra Chrisman Classic, Storm Products.
What is it about bowling that captivates us so much? Mastery of the game is impossible, but perfection is just within reach. Success seems to lie 60 feet ahead, but the real battle takes place 6 inches between your ears. So if no matter how many times you fail, you would still do anything, and I mean anything, just to get 1% better. We know exactly how you feel.
Got some exciting news.
We now have a pro subscription
for bowlers who really want to take their game to the next level.
The biggest thing, you can tag and label each game.
Whenever you use a ball, whatever oil pattern that you're on,
You can now track the ball's performance and compare balls side by side.
it is incredibly powerful and it is going to help you analyze your game.
Try Lane Talk Pro free for 1 month. Upgrading the app and we'll see.
Welcome back here to the 2026 PWBA Barbra Chrisman Classic presented by Storm. While the 3 highest seeds are getting some practice here on the TV pair, we're going to hear a little bit more about our bowler of the day. We gave away our 4th hint at the end of round 4, and it's time to reveal who it is. So here's the stats that we heard. 1 PWBA title. This title was a major in the 1990s. Once held the record for most consecutive PWBA events competed in, and was one of the PWBA's most prolific broadcasters in the early 1990s, or in the 1990s and early 2000s.
Guys, these are long hints. That's what I got out of this. These are long hints.
JT just asked me if I want to guess, and to be honest, I mean, I got nothing.
I do not want to guess. Jan Schmidt. Her bangs are on point. Woman to woman, those are good bangs. That's hard to do. That is hard. I refuse to get bangs because I know how hard they are to look that good.
I'll read the stuff on the right side of the screen where I see major title, record for most consecutive events competed in, prolific broadcaster, and I'll let you take care of the bangs.
I got the bangs.
Yep,
I
you got the
it.
bangs.
We're just girls, JB.
Hey, that's fair.
Sometimes it's about the cute hair.
Hey, I mean, you got to show credit where credit's due.
Exactly.
I hear what you're saying.
Exactly.
So I am excited to share that we're going to have 2 giveaways here tonight. We are going to have our first giveaway in between the next match. We are giving away not 1, but 2 Storm bowling balls of choice. So we know you're going to stay around to watch the rest of the stepladder, and you got not 1, but 2 chances to win a bowling ball. So Shannon Pluhowski here wrapping up her practice shots here. Following along with Shannon for a lot of the week, I have not seen her throw this ball.
And when I tell you that it's so on par,
It makes sense.
it makes a lot of sense. Emil and I were joking around last week because I was giving people gold stars when they actually threw the balls that they talked to us about or they threw earlier in the week. And so it's not a surprise to me that we're seeing something a little bit different. The one thing that I've taken away from Shan's performances over the last stretch of weeks here on tour is her preparation on the lane has been incredible. She's made sure that she has the best opportunity to strike and keep up with whoever she's bowling against. And she does it with full conviction. And so I have no doubt that that's what's happening again here today. Looks like we're using quite a lot of surface again. Gonna throw what looks to be like a maximum effect.
This is her 3rd consecutive show. She did win in Rochester. Loves ABC Gates Bowl. Won 2 titles there last year. Won a title at the Bowl TV Open and finished 2nd at the Lilac City Open. And Shannon is aging like fine wine.
No doubt.
Like fine. I mean, it's scary to think about the fact that she's getting better as time's going on out here on the PWBA tour.
Yeah, most people who are in Shan's boat were talking about when are they going to be done? That's usually the conversation. And I know a lot of people have asked her, like, hey, when are you going to be done on Team USA? I know that question has come up a lot. Right, 26 years consecutively on Team USA. That question has come up a ton. And she's like, it's not close. What do you like? She looks at you and she's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Like, I'm still striking. I'm still making shows. I'm still winning. Why would I be done? And for her, I think it's a snowball effect of just one thing going right after the other and getting more confidence and seeing her ball do the right thing in these situations that it was a matter of time. She was so many time world champion, right? It was eventually going to translate onto the tour, and we have the privilege of watching it happen.
Her 2nd this season, but who advances to our semifinal match? We'll find out here momentarily. Let's give these ladies a huge round of applause. Looks like Olivia's going to get us started here at the 2026 PWBA Barbra Chrisman Classic presented by Stepladder.
Pluhowski looking for title number 8 tonight. 2nd one of the season. She's 2nd in the Player of the Year race and looking to give herself a ton of momentum going into the U.S. Open. But first, the winner in match number 1, Olivia Farwell, getting things started here in match 2. Picking up right where she left off, and her ball is going through the pins perfectly right now.
One thing Olivia likes to see is hold. And that's the beautiful part of this pattern is if her feet are in the correct spot, she will have it. Light shaker for Shan. I feel like we're on the cusp of calling that Hall of Fame carry here pretty soon. That's how dominant Shan has been.
Yeah, it's just bound to happen.
It is. Right now, both of our players starting out strong. Strikes in the first.
And that's a double to start off match number 2 for Shannon Pluhowski. As she bowled round after round after round, her look wasn't as good in the beginning of the event. And it seemed like as the events went on, or as the rounds went on, she moved further in, got further right, got into the same area on the left side of the lane that the right-handers were on seeing success. And ever since basically round 2, I mean, it's been a Shannon Pluhowski show climbing her way up the leaderboard.
That's so funny that you say that. Another great shot from Olivia. JT, can we just record that so you can hit a button for Olivia? And I don't have to say it every time because that's it. That's how clean her physical game looks currently. That's how clear the picture looks to her currently. But when Shannon and Jordan were joking around on there, Jordan was throwing shots left-handed. And Shannon said, hey, your feet aren't far enough to the right. She was trying to help her get over there. So to your point, yeah, she did continue to move closer to the giant puddle of oil that is in the middle part of the lane.
It's the puddle you got to find a way to use. Not quite going to get the extra hit on the 7. Olivia used it great the first game, bowled 220 the first game with a 4-9 in the 10th. Could have been 250 going into the 10th. Covers the spare, no problem on the 7-pin for Farwell. Back over to Pluhowski here. See that great front view. What about
Shannon.
20 at the arrows?
Yes, and I was going to say,
Oh,
she went with a zero mercy. She went with a zero mercy. For those of you who tuned in last week, we saw her in a full effect. We saw her in a couple different bowling balls in this same category. But this one is just a tad bit earlier than those other ones. But still a lot of surface.
great break in the 3rd, looking to capitalize on it in the 4th. Ring 7 there for Shannon.
Isn't that how it always goes? You throw it not your best, and you get the break, and then you ace one off your hand, and you get the opportunity to shoot a spare.
Hey, you're like, I would just love to throw it good and really, really step on it. Because, you know, she struck the shot before. And then the ring 7 stands. Covers the 7, no problem. Filled frame. And the early 10-pin lead for Pluhowski. And I feel like this is really the first time that we've seen Olivia down in a match. She doubled early and really never looked back. It is still early in the match. Max scores both still 279.
Yeah, to your point, it's the first time she'll get pushed. And so this is when her mindset of it really being in the moment and enjoying it, not trying to press, is going to come into play. That shot, not her best, gets the hit. She called that her birthday carry earlier. She goes,
Yes.
I know that some of my shots were lucky falling down, and that's because it's my birthday.
Hey, that's fair.
I love it. The point of the game is to knock down 10. I said it a couple times this week. That's the point of the game. If that's how they fall, that's how they fall. It happens.
She said in the pregame interviews that She wanted to come into this show today not feeling like she had to throw perfect shots, learning from her past 2 TV shows experience where she felt like she had to throw it perfect, she had to hit the 1-3. She's going to enjoy this opportunity more, especially with it being her birthday. Looking to take advantage of it, and that she does, and that's exactly what we just talked about with Shannon P, being able to take advantage of it, throw it good. They both threw it good. Olivia with the extra hit and able to take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon back up on the right lane here. Went high the last shot, tripped the 6-8. 6 into the 8 late. Looked a little further left and got them all to fall a little bit more in the pocket that time.
Sure was. That one about 18 through the arrows. That one definitely further left down lane than she wanted it to be. The surface helps it recover.
Yeah, that one was further left all the way. Further left at the arrows, further left down lane. Looking to turn it into a double. Stepped out of it early, liked it, and that's a double for Shannon Pluhowski. And we've got ourselves a match. Great look at some of the fans here at HP Lanes in Columbus. Columbus showing up here for the finals at the Barbra Chrisman Classic.
Yeah, I have to give a shout out to the young lady in the black sweatshirt, long hair. Her name's Sophie Thompson. She's competing out here full-time on tour. Light shaker doesn't go for live. Same hit that she had in the 3rd frame. But she's here competing from London. And Sophie is one that I have found to be absolutely hysterical. Like, I love following her on social media. She teaches you all the things that you should have known before it was your first time coming on tour. And she does it in a really charismatic and funny way that I enjoy watching. And she's been a pleasure to have out here. I hope that eventually in the next events I get to cross near her. But she is at every single show, taking advantage of every opportunity she has over here to not only compete on tour, but also to just be immersed in the experience of being out here on tour and everything that that means.
Absolutely, as she should. And another one you see in the crowd right now is Barbra Chrisman herself. She's been here all week in Columbus, Ohio. Had a great opportunity to talk to her a little bit earlier today in qualifying round 4, and what an absolute pleasure it was to talk to her and kind of hear her story and just listen to what she had to say. I mean, when you get the opportunity to talk to people like that, you listen, you soak it in, and you're like, man, this is freaking cool.
Yeah, the PWBA asked us, great shot from Liv. PWBA asked us, you know, what does Barbra mean to the women's tour? And the best I could sum it up is she walked so we could run, especially in the pro shop and manufacturing space. She was one of the first women in the room in that area and willing to be heard and possibly misunderstood, being one of the first women in that area, if not the first woman in that area. And I appreciate that from her, being somebody who really enjoys the space of the pro shop side of things as well. So thank you to Barbra for all that you have done and continue to do for women's bowling. I'm sure we'll hear from her with whoever wins our event this evening.
You can see Shannon stepped it out, gets the 7 to fall late. Big triple in the 5th, 6th, and 7th.
How easily she could have the front 7.
I know. Looking to make it 4 in a row here. Max score 279 for Shannon, 258 for Olivia. Stepped out of it immediately and gets the 3 to fall late. What a huge break from Pluhowski.
Can't miss the bucket if you don't leave it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I mean, that was 6 or 7 written all over it. And just like that, it's a 4-bagger. This is the point in the match that we talked about earlier with Olivia being pushed. Another one of those chances. Her max score 258 to apply any pressure to Shannon. It's got to start here. That was a really good looking shot to just leave a flat 10, and she's still putting it there the whole game. I mean, she had that one lucky hit in the fourth, but other than that, they've all been in the pocket. What'd you see here, Sid?
I feel like the ball just gets too far to the right for Liv's rev rate to go through the pins the correct way. If that is a board for their left, she runs over 100. That's the difficult part of this pattern, is the minute you tried to shape it even a little bit too much for your style, you were staring at a flat 10, and then you would make a small adjustment and usually pay full price, either with a 2-8, 10 or a big 4. And so the patience of our players who made the finals today is the number one thing I would like to point out. They had to have been ready to flat 10 every once in a while and you take it on the chin and move on.
Unfortunately for Olivia, that time that those off hits are coming into play is a time that Shannon Pluhowski has 7 out of the first 8. Olivia's max score now is 238, which would require a mark in the 9th and a mark in the 10th from Shannon. Sets herself up nicely for the 10th frame with a strike in the 9th, but gonna need a little help from Pluhowski. This is a shot that can make the 10th frame that much easier and get an opportunity to check out some bowling balls. In full control to get to the next match. Puts a touch high there, leaving the 6-pin. Great spot for that. Great break to only get 9 or to just get 9.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Very fortunate leave here. This one a bit further right than she would have wanted down lane. Essentially, our players wanted to play catch in between the tracers this week. If you hit 10, you thought you might get lucky and have a light shaker. If you hit 15, you were hoping to trip a 4. That was the situation on Shannon's side. Trip the 6.
So for Shannon right now, any mark in the 10th will do it. She will get the win. Jane Sin awaiting in the wings for the winner of this match. Pluhowski in control. And almost the 7-9. That was almost a horrific break when she needed a mark.
I will say that was a very possible lead. I had the pleasure of crossing with 2 people who, for the majority of yesterday, were in the top 5, in Dasha Kovalova and Madison Hanrahan. And both players, anytime they missed a bit up the lane, Shannon makes the conversion. She will move on to the next match. Anytime they got it up the lane a bit much with a ball that was a bit too slow, there was always some sort of flat leave for them. And mind you, their names are at the top of the leaderboard. So sometimes it happens. Like I said, you have to take one on the chin, move on, make an adjustment. Shannon's going to do so here, get a look at a different bowling ball.
Needs just 2 pins to lock it up. That's the easy part. Gets 8 on the fill, 245 for Shannon Pluhowski. She's going to get the win over Olivia Farwell, and we are going to have quite the battle here to see who's going to get the win in Columbus. Former Player of the Year in Jane Sin in the next match. Another former Player of the Year awaiting the title match in Jordan Snodgrass. Another good shot there from Liv, and a great game that she bowled, just unfortunately not enough against Pluhowski.
Yeah, Liv is going to continue to stack shows, stack opportunities. I'm sure she's going to be bummed that she didn't get the first win on her birthday. Of course, that's a dream that everyone who has a birthday in the summer months. I'm really jealous of those people that has a birthday in the summer months, an opportunity to win on a special day has. But, man, she's so close. I think the brand change was a great move for her. I think that she's in a good headspace, and that goes a long way at opportunities for a title.
Yeah, if I'm Olivia Farwell finishing 4th place here at the Barbra Chrisman Classic, I'm happy with my performance on the show today. She put together 2 very solid games in the first game and the second game, well, even better the second game. And sometimes it's when you give it your best, your opponent just has more than you.
$6,500, birthday card sounds nice.
Yeah, that's a nice
I will
dinner.
say that's a nice birthday present.
That is.
I would accept that from anyone. That's nice. Like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, huge round of applause for our 4th place finisher and birthday girl, Miss Olivia Farwell. Our remaining finalists are going to get their warm-up shots, and then we will have our semi-final match, Blachowski versus Sin.
Going to take a quick break in the action here, hear a word from some of our sponsors, and we'll be right back with match number 3 and a Storm Bowling Ball giveaway. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we are back, and while Jordan and Jane are going to get some practice shots, we've got a Storm Bowling Ball giveaway. Now, I know Emil does the rules. I listen to Emil say the rules a lot, but I'm going to let Sid take this one and read the rules here.
This feels like a pop quiz that I was supposed to prepare for, and I only kind of did. So here we go, team. You exit out of full screen. I know that is the most important part. You have to exit out of the full screen in order to see the prompt. The prompt will pop up on your screen. You hit enter giveaway. Once you do that, it's all up to luck, and we'll announce our winner. Once we have our winner, marketing from Bowl TV will send you an email. Give them about 2 weeks or so to send you said email. Please be patient with our team. We do a lot of giveaways.
That sounds like exactly what Emil says normally.
I think I aced it.
Yeah,
I got an
that was
A
pretty
on
good.
my pop quiz.
That was 3 for 3.
Let's
yeah.
go.
I don't know if there's a 4th, but I'm going to go with 3 for 3. Those 3 sound pretty important.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I've had a really good day, to be so honest with you guys. I have an incredible place I'm staying here in Columbus. And this morning, our neighborhood that we're staying in was having yard sales. And then it monsooned basically outside. There was an incredible downpour of rain. It was a crazy thunderstorm. And it was so cute because everyone just kept shopping.
Wow.
In the rain. And everyone was so happy. And Fania and I were just outside looking at Pokemon cards, reading books, and playing video games. And now I get to talk about bowling ball giveaways. And I love that. It's been an incredible day. I was really sad not to be bowling today. Last night was a bummer. And at the same time, today was a great day.
It's true. As we're waiting for that giveaway to wrap up, make sure you get your entry in. You have to get out of full screen and hit that submit entry button to make sure you get in the giveaway. We're going to take a look at the pattern here for the PWBA Barbra Chrisman Classic presented by Storm. 43-foot pattern, 28.85 milliliters of oil, the highest ratio that we've seen all season on the PWBA Tour. Not quite the highest scoring pace. Using current and current in both tanks. A brand new lane surface as well. This surface is just 6 months old. You're going to see a lot of players. You can see where the oil line is at about 13, 14. We saw a lot of players in that 15 to 20 range. I expect Jordan to be in that range. Jane to probably be a little bit further right of that, maybe closer to 15. Congratulations to Sheldon on getting the win and a Storm bowling ball. So be sure and give the marketing team at USBC about 2 to 3 weeks to reach out to you on how you can order your Storm bowling ball of choice. Congratulations to Sheldon.
Sheldon, I love that so much for you. So much that I would love for you to have a friend that also want to give away. So we're going to do it again.
We are.
After the next match.
if you want to be like Sheldon and win a Storm Bowling Ball, you're going to have to wait one more game, which we know you're going to wait one more game because we've got a battle between 3 powerhouses for a title here. 3 players that want to add their name to the Player of the Year conversation. You'll just have to wait one more game to see who wins this 3rd match, and we'll have another giveaway.
All right, Columbus, here we go. Our semi-final match, Jane versus Shannon, both major champions, both looking to advance to our championship match. Who is going to do it right here, right now? Let's give these ladies a huge round of applause. Looks like Jane's going to get us started here in the semi-finals of the 2026 PWBA Barbra Chrisman Classic.
Jane electing to start the match on the left lane. It looks like she's going with one of the new 900 global balls. It looks like the Vengeance Return. About 17 at the arrows. I'm going to call that the Jane hit, the light mixer. If she gets it close, it seems like they all fall like every time.
Yeah, I think it was patented by Liz Johnson, and Jane is like the 2.0 version of that hit. We got to give Lizzie J credit for that one. She's made over $1 million with that hit.
Wide
Shannon,
left for Shannon.
Yeah, and she knew it immediately.
Yeah.
There are 2 types of Shannon Plahowski step outs, and that was the one of, I really hope there's not a circle around my pinfall. Unfortunately, it is. Also, makeable.
Her first split in the stepladder, and gonna get the count here. So open frame early for Plahowski.
Shannon looking to get off to a better start here in the 2nd frame. Gonna put the first one out of mind. That one's right off of her hand. And the Shan P carry.
We call that the snowplow. That's what I'm going to call it, at least. You know,
she is from Ohio.
they get a lot of snow here in the winter months. But you see this one right off her hand, picks up early, and I don't even know what you call it. They just all fell.
They all fell. A strike.
A strike. Correct. That is the correct term. Back to Jane here. Struck in the first on the left lane. Looking for an early double here in frame 2. And again, gets the light mixer to fall. She's one that I love watching because she's always happy to be here. She talked about in our pregame interviews that she just loves the moment. She's like, I'm just happy, you know? Like, you never know what's going to happen, and I'm going to go out there and give it my all, and if it doesn't work out, I'm going to go bowl another tournament. There's plenty more to bowl. What's the big deal with this one?
Yeah, Jane will have 0 clue how much she's impacted, like, my happiness. And I mean that so genuinely. Like, being able to cross near her and be around her, interview her, all of the things. That one's a bit right. 2-8 stands. One of the more difficult spares, to your point, JB, throughout the week. But genuinely, Jane has made a very big impact, not just on me, but on a lot of the women on tour in just how we look at things. She keeps things incredibly simple, and she enjoys playing the sport, and she also understands it at a high level at the same time. And having grit and grace coexist in Jane is a pleasure to be around. It's a privilege. Very grateful she's here full time again.
Covers a 2-8, no problem there.
Our sport is so interesting in that way because we really don't, like, yes, we bowl against each other, but also I can do absolutely nothing about how everyone else scores. You know, in tennis, for example, I love watching tennis. You can do something about, you know, your opponent's strategy. In bowling, you just have to give your best effort. And so being around somebody like Jane, who is constantly giving her best effort, I'm never sad to see her play at a high level. It's really, really cool.
Both these players playing at high levels this season. Shan, after the tape adjustment, going to go high for the 6-pin. You can see the facial expression a little confused on that one. Thought that one was pretty good. She'll be making an adjustment here, and I'm confident that she'll make a good pass and see a good result in the next frame. Covers the 6-pin, no problem, but both these players are playing and competing at such a high level over the last couple of years, especially this season. We talked about earlier how this is Shannon's 3rd consecutive show. She's 2nd in points right now. She's got a title this season that she won in Rochester, looking for title number 8 here. Jane, 6 titles to her name, won the season opener at the Cherry Bowl in Rockford, was the 2024 Player of the Year. She's 4th in points right now.
Which Jane won when they were really difficult in Rockford. Not surprising to see her close to the top of the standings here again this week as we watch a flat 7 for Shan. More than likely a ball change on deck, if I had to guess, for her. But Jane continues to put herself in a position to win when the lanes are difficult.
Covers a 7-pin there, and she's using a ball that we hadn't seen from her throughout the qualifying rounds. A stronger option, an earlier option, so we know that she's got ones that are a little bit on the weaker side, a little bit cleaner. And I feel like it's a matter of time before we see one of those go down the lane. Back to Jane here in the 4th. Left a 2-8 the last time on the left lane. And I'd say that one hit the pocket the most convincing of the 4 shots that she's thrown, but did not go through the pins correctly.
Yeah, this one's a bit further left. The last few have touched that rangefinder down the lane on at 10. So to your point, it was closer to where you would quote-unquote want to hit the pocket. But the light shakers have carried this week for most of our players that are at the top of the leaderboard. And sometimes you go to a bowling center and you just want to play the hit that the bowling center wants.
That's true. That's fair. I feel like we saw a lot of players on this pattern this week that it was a matter of getting it to go through the pins and not necessarily getting to the pocket. They knew that when they stayed in that funnel that they were going to get to the pocket. It was a matter of what ball was going to allow them to go through the pins the right way. Going a little bit more surface on this ball. A light mixer might be the play for her. Up in the 5th. And that one was the most convincing of the shots that she's thrown. Not a doubt on that one. Crushes the 1-3 pocket.
Yeah, no doubt at all. Jane throwing a vengeance return. 2-4-7-0-55.
And the ball normally isn't that dull out of the box.
Not at all. It looks shiny in all of their marketing materials and any videos you watch. It's the interesting part about the tours is you'll see the players take a bowling ball that's not quote-unquote supposed to have that surface prep, and they do that anyways. Shannon, interestingly, going to stick with the Zero Mercy solid. I'm very surprised about that call.
And she picked up the other ball and then put it back down.
Oh, interesting.
Staying with the Zero Mercy. Gets the 7 out. Yeah, she picked up the ball, what looked like the strategy that she was going to go to, and then put it back down and said, you know what, I'm going to go back to this one.
And that looked like a move to the right, like just a slight shift of everything closer to the pocket. What concerns me is how late the 7 and the 9 went together. It's also situational, too, right? Like, Jane's not super pushing Shan in this moment to make a crazy decision. Ball change on the left lane.
And the 4 does not fall the other way into the 7.
Was that the strategy that she picked up?
That is.
Okay.
Yep. That is the ball change that she sort of picked up, well, she did pick it up on the right lane, put it back down and said, I'm going to throw the other one. Did decide to change balls on the left lane. I wonder if the way that it went through the pins on the right lane determined, hey, I'm going to pick it up on the left lane also. And if it's going to be a ball that she does throw on the right lane.
Is that like half a ball change? Can we count that as a 0.5 in the stats? Picked it up, changed your mind.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Thought about it.
All right.
Thought about it, yeah. So back to Jane here. Struck in the 5th. Left the flat 10 last time up on this lane. Can really step on the gas here with a strike in the 6th. Oh, yeah. That was all over the 1-3 pocket, and the 8 to fall. Look at this one.
So that surface coming into play. That's insane because the 6 does its job. Ooh.
I mean, that was like 8-10 category and said, nope, I'm good. 10 goes first, 8 goes second. That's a double for Jane.
I do want to make sure we point out, because I'm not sure if we did, it's a hybrid cover stock. Did we make sure to cover that? So yes, it is shiny out of the box. Normally hybrid. Jane using a bit more surface on it.
That one looked left down lane and went through the pins really, really good, and that's a triple for Jane. Her max score now 267. Get another look at this one here. Going over about 17. This one probably one of the furthest left that we've seen the whole game down lane. And does a convincing job, the 6 into the 10. I did see Shannon go off the set, grab a different ball. And it's the one she's got in her hand. Looks like a full effect.
Sure is. Same one I would guess she threw last week. Tons of surface on that thing. And JB, this is a question I don't know the answer to. I know we have a new install of lane panels. Were they brand new when they were installed? Or did they come from somewhere else? Do we know that answer?
I do not know that answer. I do know they were less than 6 months old.
Amazing. So as a player, the reason I asked that question is if they come from somewhere else, they still have bowling balls that have been thrown down them, and your surface prep is going to change. On newer panels, more surface comes into play more often. A great shot from Shan. And then as panels get older and older and older, you feel like you don't have to use as much surface because the lane panels help the ball pick up. So not a surprise. I didn't know until we were in the middle of the first round that the panels were newer. And I found that out from one of the other players. It wasn't a question I asked. I had bowled here when I was younger, so you think I would have noticed. I didn't. Observational skills, not great. I had been through a couple not so awesome events the day before, so my brain wasn't in the best spot. But the next round, I hit my balls with a considerable amount of more surface because I learned that the panels were new, and that is why my ball didn't hook.
Which makes sense. Jane, 4-bagger there, and as a player, this is the spot you absolutely want to be in. Your opponent's max score, 208. You've got a double. You're clean. You got a 4-bagger as well in there. I mean, this one does all the right things. High flush, runs over the 8-9.
And you have miss right and miss left. That also feels good.
Yeah, and this one's all but over. Jane dominated day 1, lost the lead in day 2, and she's going to battle it out with the girl that took the lead from her in the second day. She's going to be bowling Jordan Snodgrass for the title here in Columbus. That ball change almost seems like it's too little too late for Shannon. She had the right idea by changing balls and going to something cleaner.
I just wish she would have done it in the third, fourth frame. And I know she struck early in the game, but it didn't go through the pins very well.
No, and that left lane's been a struggle the entire game. Just one strike on the left lane this game. Going to bowl in the 180s after bowling 245 last game. Makes a 7-pin that time, and Shannon Pluhowski is going to finish third in her third consecutive TV show. Going to add some more points to her title, or to her season and her overall total for the Player of the Year race, but it's going to be Jordan Snodgrass or Jane Sin taking home the title here in Columbus. I'm not sure what she said, but it sounded like it was funny as a lot of people laughed in the building as she walked off the set. Jane going to get an opportunity to throw a couple of different bowling balls here. That one looked pretty good. Looked like a bionic. I'll tell you, it's a lot easier to see the bowling balls when there's two people bowling on one pair at one time. We have a close-up of the ball return. We can see the front view of the balls, as opposed to when there's 10 people on the screen, 5 on a pair, and you're looking at 100 people bowling.
What do you mean, JB? That sounds easy. Like, where's Waldo?
Jane going to shoot the spare. She didn't shoot many this game, so figured to get one practice shot out of here. Jane getting the win, 256 to 188 over Shannon Pluhowski. Jane Sin is going to take on Jordan Snodgrass here in the title match at the 2026 PWBA Barbra Chrisman Classic presented by Storm. We will be right back after a few words from some of our sponsors. Welcome back to the Barbra Chrisman Classic presented by Storm here at HP Lanes in Columbus, Ohio. We've got a unbelievable fight for the title here. But first, we are going to give away another Storm bowling ball. Do you want to do the honors, or do you want me to?
It's your turn for
Okay.
the pop quiz. Yes,
All
we
right, so my
both
turn.
must take the pop quiz.
My turn for the pop quiz. If you are in full screen mode, you're going to have to get out of full screen mode. Be on a laptop, a tablet, and you will see that entry pop up on the bottom left of your screen. Once the giveaway starts, all you will have to do is click Submit Entry. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Congratulations to Sheldon, who won our last giveaway. If you want to be like Sheldon, just hit Submit Entry. That's all you got to do. And Sheldon and one of Sheldon's friends, whoever wins the second giveaway, you're going to wait approximately 2 to 3 weeks for an email from the marketing team at USBC with instructions on how to claim your Storm bowling ball.
Gold stars.
Did I ace the quiz?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. You know the elementary teachers that give like the really cool stickers?
I got one of those?
Yeah.
Awesome.
My best friend is one of those teachers.
Okay.
So shout out to her.
So highlighting the match that we've got on deck,
Oof.
I mean, there's so many places you could go with these two. I mean, they're both past Players of the Year. We've got the Day 1 leader and the Day 2 leader.
Mm-hmm.
These two, I would say, separated themselves from the field. Jordan did it more than Jane. Jane having a 50-pin lead over third place after qualifying. Jordan, 151 pins ahead of Jane. Jordan 200 pins ahead of third. Jordan took every chance she had to get to the lead and said, I am not going to slow down. Bowled the highest block of the event, the last 6 games, 1434, with a game of 177.
Yeah. It's so interesting. I have a wonderful house of people that I know are watching this right now. And we
Yeah.
were having this discussion earlier, and I just made the comment. I said, it's really impressive when people lead tournaments by a lot of pins. It really is. However, when I stare at that standing sheet, what I see is that Jane is 1 hit away, not even, a half a hit away, a half a better frame, one slightly better decision from being able to beat Jordan in this match. That's what stands out to me, right? Now, when you start to get 10, 11, 12 pins of separation in average, that's 2, and in 10 frames, that's a lot to ask for when the person above you is averaging 230. But we do have to acknowledge that it's across 24 games. And so anything is possible. Yes, Jordan had an incredible performance today, not taking that away from her. But when it comes down to one game, the decisions that you make have to be correct. Jordan's made a lot of correct decisions lately. A lot. The problem with that is because her opponents know that she's going to make correct decisions, they do that too. And so she's been pushed, and people have bowled incredible against her leading up to this match here, which will determine our winner.
Players of the year. Both six-time titles.
Also, congrats to Kathy, who won our giveaway. Kathy and Sheldon, look out for your email from our marketing team.
Heck yeah, Kathy. Getting the win at a Storm Bowling Ball. Sheldon getting a win at a Storm Bowling Ball. And one of these two players is going to get the win at the Barbra Chrisman Classic presented by Storm. Jane going to start things off here. One game, the title on the line. I'm really not sure how that didn't fall.
Like 6 pins were over there, I feel like.
Another thing to add to Jordan, she's got a lot of support here in the building.
Tons.
She said the Richard family had about 10 of them coming down from the Detroit area to watch. She said probably about half of them are going to be in the car. They got a lot of little ones in the family.
Yeah, between the Pluhowski clan and the Richard family, there are a lot of littles in the building today. So if you hear a lot of littles, we love it. The women's tour, we love having them in the building, and we're happy about it, to be so clear.
First look at Snodgrass here on the right lane. That was weird. She looked over to the right, looked like something caught her. Looked like it was in a spot that nobody was standing either.
Yeah, for our friends in the chat, don't worry, it wasn't BK. Promise.
Oh! Caves in the big 4, frame 1. Get another look at that one. Going over about 20. That one looked left down lane of where she wanted it. Caves in the big 4. The 4-pin, last one to fall. Snodgrass also going with the same ball as Jane. The Vengeance returns. Yo! A little further right down lane, and it doesn't matter how she gets the pocket. A little light, a little high, gets them all to fall both ways.
Yeah, that one looked closer to where she was trying to throw it. The first one was left.
I mean, that one could have been back-to-back 6 counts to start the match.
Oh, no question.
And at least one of them could have been an open. And just like that, she's got a double on the board to start. Jane changing balls on the right lane. She did not change balls on the left lane.
Yet.
Yet. It's a great word to add.
You never know with Jane.
You never know. Looked a little further right at the arrows, a little more in front of her.
She's going to stick with the Vengeance returns on the left lane.
Went light and left the 7-pin last time on this lane. Great
Wraps
shot.
in.
Rings a 10. You see that one looked like it was in the same spot as the Bionic. Looks like the Bionic is going to be a little bit more off the spot down lane for her than the Vengeance.
Yeah, I'm surprised after the first frame that we didn't see the ball change on both lanes. She's just like, I'm glad I made that one. I do want to point out what I'm seeing from my POV because you guys can't see it with our camera angles. Shan P lost her match. She went and put her stuff away. And she's already over on the bleachers right in front of us, getting to watch Jordan, her good friend, bowl for a title. Another great one there from Jordan Snodgrass. Now 3 in a row. That one incredibly convincing. But Shannon was walking the littles over to the bleachers, a group of them, big old group of littles, and had to say, shh, quiet. There's bowling happening.
Snodgrass up in the 4th. Trips another 4, and man, it seems like the luck's on her side tonight.
It does. I mean, Jordan's had so many things not go her way recently, with the caveat that she's bowled incredible when they haven't. She's given herself every opportunity to have some great wins, especially in my mind, starting at the Queens. Usually not her favorite event, but she still crushed them. Another great shot there from Jane. She's going to continue to try and stay in this match. And then, you know, Jordan shot 276 to lose in the Stepladder finals, one of our earlier matches in Rochester, and that's heartbreaking. You know, you think you put up 276 and you're going to win, and you don't. According to the little birdie in my ear, it's the highest losing score ever in the PWBA finals.
Jane going light there for the bucket, and I think she's confused. I think she liked that one, and it just never did the right thing.
Yeah, I do not understand not ball changing on the left lane. That is a hill I'm willing to stand on.
Looking at the bucket and missing the 5, leaving an open frame in the 5th. We said this was a tough spare all week because of all the oil in the middle of the lane. And just hooks a little too much past the 5. Back to Snodgrass working on the front 4.
Hated it.
Yeah, she didn't like that one, and it seemed like that she did that a lot this week, and they all happen to fall. Perfect through 5. Just a note, any competitor that bowls a perfect game during the Stepladder Finals at a PWBA Tour national event receives a $10,000 bonus. Snodgrass up in the 6th, in full control of this match early, and can continue to step on it here. Looking for the front 6. Gets the 10 to fall, and she is halfway there.
JB, you didn't black cloud, my guy.
I did not.
Come on.
No, you can see this one get a little further right down lane. And just found a way to get the 10 out late. And you saw a little emotion there, and she knew it was big, and she wanted it.
I just love for you that you're having a great first stepladder on the call.
Didn't cloud her. Yeah, that was good.
Doing great.
So Jane, perfect on the right lane after the ball change to the Bionic. I mean, her ball has been convincingly going through the pins on this right lane.
Yeah, I would really love to see a ball change.
And we are going to see it.
I love that.
She
I
is
love
being
that.
pushed by Snodgrass to make the move. And she's got to start striking, and it's got to start now.
That one was left the whole way, not her best shot.
And you can see she shook her head a little bit there. Just never seemed like it had a chance. 3-6-10 on the left lane. She'd gone light every time. Her max score now down to 228. Covers the 3-6-10, no problem.
Feels like things are finally going. This sounds weird to me, what I'm about to say, because I've watched Jordan bowl great for the last 4 events, now 5. It feels really strange to say we're going to see things go correct for Jordan. They've been going correct. They have been. It just hasn't resulted in a win. And it feels like this time, I understand she left big 4 there, but it feels like they're going her way. Finally.
Yeah, in full control of the match, even with looking at an open frame here. Oh, bounced out there.
Did you guys see a lot of splits made this week?
No, not many.
They didn't feel very bouncy this week. I never looked at a 7-10 and was like, man, if I throw this hard enough, I could make it. That never crossed my mind.
No, that bounced at a little different angle. She might have made the big 4. All right, here's the story here. 3 frames left. Snodgrass at a 232 pace. Jane with a max score of 228. Looking to rebound after the open in the 7th. And that one looked left, and she's got hold, and she knows it. That was a much better shot after the one on the left lane. And really forces Jane to put 2 on the board, to apply any pressure to Snodgrass going into the 9th and 10th. Stays perfect on the right lane as Jane.
It's another good one from Jane.
Just a note, Jane's max score is 218. Needs this one for any life. And for a minute, you thought the 4 was going to fall late. It did not. She made the move she needed to.
As competitors, this is the first time we've been to this bowling center. And so what's interesting about that is nobody really has notes, especially with the new panels. And I believe a lot of us are leaving this building feeling like the left lanes have a little bit more hook in the body of the lane. Happens traditionally across bowling centers. There's always a difference between the right and the left lane. It's just, what is it? And it was our job this week to figure it out. And now we all have notes. So if we ever come back, we at least have an idea.
Jordan with a little bit of a victory lap here in the 9th and 10th. And that is going to do it. Jordan's got a free 10th frame here to enjoy this. Her family made the trip down from Detroit. She said half of them might be in the car, and I got a small feeling they're going to be making their way inside here at HP Lanes in Columbus, Ohio.
I just saw them walk in. And they're still saying, shh, we have to be quiet. No, be as loud as you want.
Snodgrass gets title number 7 here at the Barbra Chrisman Classic. put on a dominant performance in day number 2 to take the lead, put herself in a position to be 1 game away from a title, and put together an incredible game when it mattered most. You got to believe that this one's going to be special.
Auntie JoJo wins a title. Feels like it's been a few events coming. Immediately over to her family. They were out in the car.
It sounds like it was a little unexpected for some of them to be here.
Yeah, she said, "Why are you here? How'd you get here?"
We knew a lot of them were coming.
I also just heard you have 20 more people to hug.
That's true. That's
It's
true.
incredibly true. First, we'll make sure to get her trophy, give Jane her moment and her flowers. Another great event, stacking good ones for Jane, continuing to make the most out of coming over here to the States. Being out here full time, already won title this season, looking sharp heading into, for a lot of players, one of the most coveted titles of the year, major championship US Open coming to you in just a few short days from Indianapolis, Indiana. Make sure you tune in all week long to Bowl TV to catch all of that action.
And Jane going to wrap it up, 198 for her. A great week for Jane, but not going to be enough for against Snodgrass.
2026 PWBA Barbra Chrisman Classic presented by Storm and Jordan Snodgrass.
The hug with husband Frank. You see Barbra Chrisman standing and clapping for Jordan.
We are going to have our trophy presentation here momentarily.
We'll get things sorted in the building. Robin Graves will head out to handle our trophy presentation. Oh, what a fun embrace for Jordan and Barbara. First time we've had a namesake event here on the women's tour. Just makes sense for it to be her.
Come on down. Right here. Before we have our trophy presentation, we have the namesake of this event, Mrs. Barbra Chrisman, here to say a few words.
I need to. Oh. Hey, what an exciting tournament, and you bowled great. And it's such an honor to be able to have you win the inaugural me event.
And now we have Mr. Gary Joyce, owner of HP Lanes, to present our trophy.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Gary, would you like to say a few words?
I would just like to thank all the bowlers that came out and my staff for an excellent 3 days of bowling. Congratulations to everyone. Thanks for coming to Columbus.
Awesome, guys. Gonna get a quick interview here with our champion. Lucky number 7, you've been in some exciting matches here, but I know it's super special. You're very family oriented and you never want to disappoint your family. How special is it to have your mom, your sisters, the entire crew here?
I feel like they have driven so many hours to watch me lose. And it's a horrible feeling, honestly. So I told them, I'm like, don't come today. Like, just stay home. It's fine. If I win, I'll be home tonight to celebrate. But before I was done, I tracked them when I got done, and I saw that they were already on their way. It just makes all the hard times worth it. And I don't get to stand here without them.
Before the matches today, you felt like you were in your prime, especially getting ready to go into the U.S. Women's Open. Just tell us how you were, able to overcome and get the win today for lucky number 7.
I feel like I just stick to what I do best, and I stick to myself, and I trust my process. And even though I feel like I've bowled good these last couple weeks and have nothing to show for it, I feel like I always go back to Josie's quote is, we can do hard things, and what doesn't kill you always makes you stronger.
Is there anyone you would like to thank for tonight's win?
Of course, Barb and Storm. Because of people like Barb, I get to chase my dreams, and I get to stand in the winner's circle with these cool trophies. And the PWBA and Rotogrip and Storm, Turbo, I Am Bowling, everybody that supports me, my entire family, honestly, they are the ones that go to battle for me all the time. And on the days I don't feel like showing up, they have my back. And I feel like that means more than anything. And my husband, sorry. We go to battle together, and I could not do it without him.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 PWBA Barbra Chrisman Classic champion, Mrs. Jordan Snodgrass.
I want to say, Gary, what a great center, and your people did an awesome job. Thank you.
Cool. Hello, everybody.
What an awesome interview.
That was really great. I think Jordan is one who shares her emotions with the world. It's powerful to be vulnerable, and I think there's a lot that we can all learn from that. We're going to let her get her media relations done here, get some photographs taken under the good lighting, and then we'll get her in the booth with us for a couple of questions.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to chatting with Jordan. She was incredibly emotional in that interview, and I mean, how cool is it to have all of her family here?
That is where my head goes, absolutely. No question about it, is how powerful it is to have all of her family here. It's not even a little bit of them, right? It's not like just mom and dad. No, she is, the daughter, the wife, the sister, the auntie. She is everything in this moment. I'm watching Shan P and her kids, watch. She's also friend and Auntie JoJo to them. So very powerful moment. That is for sure, especially after what's felt like a very long road to win her next title after, the last 4 events just being as good as they have been from Jordan.
And what a cool story for Barb, too. I mean, she's done so much for the women of this sport, and I mean, it was a pleasure to get to talk to her earlier, and she said that, she would love to take somebody out to dinner, and I imagine that dinner may not happen tonight, but it's going to happen soon.
We are going to welcome Jordan Snodgrass into the booth. Jordan, this feels like a really long time coming after the last few events. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yes. And just like I said up there, it's like you just got to deal with it. And I remember texting them after I lost a beer gut, and I'm like, the last thing I want to do is wake up tomorrow and put on a jersey. And it's a horrible feeling, but it's one you just work through and comes and goes with any sport. But I've always said what doesn't kill me makes me stronger.
Yeah, and big heartbreak also creates really big celebration on the other side of it. I think we heard you say that you weren't expecting some people to be here. And what does that feel like to have all of them here with you?
I told them to stay home because my stepladder appearances have not been great lately. And it's a long drive there and back. To me, 3 hours there and 3 hours home is nothing. To my family that doesn't leave town very often, it's like driving to Florida and back. And so I just told them to stay home. I'm like, it's okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Like, we'll celebrate then if I do win. And I checked their locations before, like right as I was done bowling, and they were already halfway here.
Of course they were.
Yeah.
They would. I'm sure that they wouldn't miss this for the world,
No.
especially with how good your ball motion was today specifically.
Yes.
Walk us through any changes that were made from last night into today and the game plan that allowed you to win.
I have thrown one ball the entire time. Last night we drilled another one of the Vengeance returns. That's what I threw all 12 games yesterday. We drilled another one just to put surface on because I felt like my look on fresh wasn't great. So we drilled it, and then this morning I'm like, this is like night and day different, and I just got comfortable with it. I saw it hook a little bit down lane when I needed it to, and once my eye sees it the one time, like, it lets me settle down and settle in and just make good shots. And that's all I tried to do, was just stick to my process and make good shots. And if they struck, they did. If they struck, they struck. And if they didn't, make my spare.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Jordan, I got a question for you. What do you feel like about this pattern allowed you to play to your strengths and really dominate the second day?
I'm really good at keeping my angles in front of me when I need to. And I think it was very clear on the first 4 frames, they were all super far left off my hand and they all caved in. And so I'm like, all right, use these to my advantage and make some good shots. And then I made some good shots. And then when I got 6, it was just left off my hand again. But my misses are typically left. And on a pattern like this, when I was so far left, I was just kept trying to find the hold. And every time my ball did get 6, I just kept creeping further left, and I just kept finding the hold so that my bad shots would still get me. If they got to the pocket, they flat end. And I could make my 10 pins, and then my good shots struck.
Yeah, it makes total sense. This pattern had a ton of built-in hold, but my last question for you is, what does it mean to have the support system that you do? I feel like you talk about it all the time when you're winning, that you owe it to them.
Yeah.
What does it mean to have them here tonight?
I mean, honestly, I appreciate it more than anything. We live really busy lives, especially them. And we have 3 family businesses. We are the main workers. We have a couple employees. But other than that, to try and get all of us away at one time, it's extremely difficult. And so I'm very grateful that we can take the time, like tonight, for all of them to be here. But these are the people that I spend every single day with, and these are the ones that see all the heartbreaks when things don't go my way. And these are the same people that sent me a million texts that day after I had lost to Beer Get. And you see how strong you are because of them. And they are very quick to remind me how special I am and how great I am and how lucky I am that I get to do this for a living.
I feel like that you've been an advocate for how important that is to you, and I mean, the support system for anybody is important, but for you,
Yes.
it's awesome to see him show up today.
Yes.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you
title
so
number
much.
7.
Congratulations. Time to
Thank
go
you.
be sister, wife, Auntie JoJo. Get
Thank
out
you.
of here. Enjoy the win.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations once again to Jordan Snodgrass on getting title number 7 and adding her name into the Player of the Year conversation. I mean, we knew that this was going to be a tough battle in the stepladder, no matter who came out on top. We had a lot of big names, and it came down to 2 former Player of the Years, and Jordan just got it done.
Oh, there was no doubt that eventually Jordan's time was going to come. It was just a matter if it was today. And to her point, the pattern played to her strengths. She felt comfortable. And then there's something to being surrounded by people that you love. There really is something to that. That gives you even more power. I'm sure the pins know it.
Oh, yeah.
I think we feel it as players. So that is for sure. JB, I just want to say I think you did an incredible job. First time hanging out in the booth for a stepladder, crushed it. It was an honor to crown another champion with you.
It was really cool, and I love feel-good stories. I'm a big family guy as well, and I know that when my support system shows up to support me and everyone in my family, I know it means a lot. So to see Jordan, I mean, she's got, I feel like more than half the bowling center is hers right now. So it's really cool for Jordan for me to see Jordan have all this family here. It was really cool and a really special one to call.
No doubt.
So I want to give a Quick shout out to a couple of our sponsors, and want to thank all the people that make these events possible. I'm going to glance over at my notes. The Bowling Proprietors Association of America and the BPAA Board, the United States Bowling Congress and the USBC Board, the Professional Women's Bowlers Association and their entire team for making this event possible, the competitors for providing us such awesome competition to watch. Jordan put on a show tonight in that last game and put on a show all day today, and she grabbed title number 7. Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider of the USBC, and of course the bowling community. The PWBA will be back next week at Royal Pin Woodland in Indianapolis for the U.S. Women's Open. My name is Justin Bone, joined by Sydney Brummett here in the booth. Shout out to all of the crew for making this event possible, Jason Thomas and Brian Kane. And that is going to wrap up coverage here from the 2026 PWBA Barbra Chrisman Classic presented by Storm. And remember, on Bowl TV, bowling lives here. Good night, everybody.